to Beyond the Loch. In this episode, we're continuing our celebration of our community local heroes, the people who bring Drumnadrochit and Glenachart to life. They're the friendly faces that welcome all our visitors from across the globe to our tours, our storytellers, the creators of unforgettable, authentic experiences for everyone that comes to see Loch Ness and surrounding area. Today, we're delighted to be joined by another local heroes, artist and owner of one of the village's most colourful and creative spaces, the Drum Farm Gallery, and Karen Price. As you can probably tell, we're recording live from the gallery right here today, which is situated just beside the village green in the heart of Drumnadrochit. Karen, a very warm welcome to Beyond the Loch.
Thank you.
It's fantastic to be here in your gallery. It's an incredible space. To start off, could you maybe tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and how you first discovered your passion for art?
Yeah, so art's always been my big thing. I grew up in Nairn where I went to school, and in high school that was just what I lived for really, was art classes. So I did go into Inverness College to prepare for going to art school, but that never actually happened. I just got back into art once my kids were a little bit older, although I did work in primary schools and nurseries, so I was always doing art with the kids then. But really about 14 years ago I discovered needle felting, and that's when it really took off.
Fabulous. Obviously the talent that's on show around us here is just truly incredible. For yourself, maybe telling the viewers the history of how the gallery actually came to fruition, how it came about.
Yeah, so it's actually quite a long backstory as to how we eventually got here. But many years ago, myself and Marjorie Tate from Highland Celtic Art, she's another local artist, we got together and realising that there was really a total lack of space in and around Drumnadrochit and an awful lot of talented people, that we decided that we would try and set up something where people could showcase their work to the visitors and to locals. So to start with, we set up the market on the green. So that's on the green just outside there.
So maybe tell us a bit more about that, the market.
So it began, Marjorie and I actually did, I think it was 2 lots of markets just ourselves in a 6x3 tent, just to see if it was going to work or not, and we were supported by Gurkha. And then we started to invite other people. So I think it started our first market, there was maybe 7 tents, something like that, and then it still goes on today. Other people run it now, but it's on twice a month during the summer, and I think there's about 22 marquees every time, so about 22 makers I think at each one, so it's really a big success.
Brilliant.
After that we went on and we started something called the Craft Trail, so that was after the hub was open, and the hub supported us with that. So it was really only available to makers who could welcome visitors into their homes or had little studio spaces. So it was quite a small setup. We maybe had about 6, I think, at the most. But it was a big success, and it actually still goes on as well in a smaller scale. I think there's 4 studios still open, so people can still go, and it's still advertised over at the hub. And then from there, I went on and I was lucky enough to get a little shop unit out the back of here. So I had that for a year, and it was great, but very small. But I was able to include other makers in there. We had about 4 other makers, but because of size, that's really all we could have. So when this space became available, this is our 3rd season in here now, when it became available, it was just amazing because I could have plenty of space for my own products and my own art, which just keeps on growing. I just keep on filling more and more space. And we've also, through in the big gallery now, we've got 17 makers, with 5 of them we call our full-time makers, who take turns to work in the gallery as well.
It's an incredible story.
Yes, it's great.
And it's also great that you've mentioned the number of other artisans in the area. We're very blessed, I think, here in the village and the Glen with a huge range of very talented people.
Totally.
It's great to see, and like you say, that opportunity to be able to showcase their goods is great credit to yourself and all those others that were behind the story. We can see that you're working on something right here at the table, which I know from speaking to you previously, it's needle felting. how did you discover needle felting, and what made you choose that as your main medium?
Yeah, so I was using acrylic paint at the time, and I was doing a lot of what I do now, Highland cows and croft houses and Highland scenes. But I was working in the primary school here as a pupil support assistant, and a lassie there, Jeanette McDermott, she did needle felting, and she said to me, you have to try this. And I said, oh no, I haven't got time to do that, I'm too busy anyway. And she said, no, you must try it. So I tried it and I loved it, and I bought a starter kit from my kids for Christmas, wrapped it up, and that was me. By about 3 months I was out doing craft fairs and absolutely loved it. So really, I don't know if I would have managed to go full time if it hadn't been for needle felting. So I'm always grateful to have discovered it. So do you want me to explain what needle felting is quickly?
Yeah, just a little bit more about it would be
so
great.
just quickly, it's a barred needle, that's your important bit. So I do it onto acrylic felt and draw the picture out, and then you're taking your wool fibres and stabbing them in, and your barred needle pushes the fibres through the back like this, and that's how it's held on, so it would then get framed and go under glass.
It's it just looks, you make that look so easy, Karen, and then if you go behind you here, you can see some of the what it ends up looking like if you want to put it like that.
So this is Shenny, this is an original, and I'll just show you the back of her as well. That's the back there, so you can see all the stab holes, so it's a lot of stabbing, and then everything else is prints of them in here.
I'm mesmerised by just watching you there. What kind of reaction do you get when people come in and see that artwork taking shape?
Yeah, people absolutely love it. It's great that I can do it in here, that it's not painting. You know, I couldn't paint in here, so it's great that I'm doing it in here and I can demonstrate to people all the time. My husband works here as well, and he loves showing people how to do it too. Yeah, quite often people come in the door and say wow, and we absolutely love the reaction that people get. Lots of people have said it's the most beautiful gift shop they've been in the whole of Scotland, which is a massive thing to have said, and it's down to all our makers and our variety of really good quality art and makes that we've got in here.
I don't think it gets any more authentic than that, and that's exactly what people are looking for.
Yeah.
You've touched on the local talent and your role in championing that. We can see that you, as you mentioned, have quite a number of makers. Maybe we can go for a little stroll around the gallery and
Let's go and have a look.
And see. Just tell us a little bit about some of the artists that we have here.
So altogether we've got about 17 local makers, but we have 5 who we call our full-time makers. They're the ladies who have proper stands and spend time in the gallery as well. So this is Highland Antlers, this is Annette, and she makes all her products from antlers that have naturally fallen off the stags, and she buys them from local estates. And then the next one is Ness, and that's a husband and wife business. They join together. He does all the wood turning, and Alex does all the business side of it, and she does some 3D needle felting, little crofts and things, and she's also a really talented knitter.
Brilliant.
Then we move down here, and this is Kindness Glass. So this is Fiona, and Fiona calls this her addiction corner. She's a retired NHS mental health nurse, and she just absolutely loves making the colour dance in her glass.
Some incredible colours.
Yeah, really beautiful. So we're over here, and this is Marjorie. I mentioned Marjorie earlier on. Marjorie helped me to set up Market on the Green and the craft trail, and she's a massive part of the gallery as well. So Marjorie specialises in Celtic art with a kind of modern twist, but she's also, well, you can see she's multi-talented. She does lots of things, and she also teaches.
Yeah, we should say that Marge is a close friend of both myself and Karen. We had hoped that Marjorie would have been able to join us today, but sadly not, but we're certainly extend all our best wishes to Marge.
So the last stand here of our permanent makers is Ola McRae, and her business is called Leaves and Lichen, and that's because she started with jewellery that had lichen in it. So she still has a lot of that, but she's also a talented painter. She paints in watercolour and acrylics, mostly scenes of Skye, but a lot of local scenes as well.
Great. And then some more of your own fabulous creations.
Yeah, thank you. So I started doing lampshades a few years ago, so I get the material printed onto the images printed onto the material and then make the shades as well.
Okay. You mentioned that there's quite a number I can see from around the room here. How many artisans do you think there are in total on display here?
I think we've got 17 in total. Yeah, 17 in total. They're all local or reasonably local. My mum does a lot of the knitting, and my mother-in-law as well. She does a lot of knitting. So yeah, a kind of family affair too.
Fantastic. Karen, I think what you've created here is truly, truly incredible. As you gave the backstory there, a space not only just for yourself and Martin starting out, but now for so many people. It's an amazing thing. We'd definitely encourage anyone that's coming to the Loch Ness area to come into the gallery and have a peruse around at some of the fabulous creations. Going back to the Highland Cow creations, I know that some of the ones you have done are from Ian's fold of Highland cows up on the Croft, where the Highland Cow tours in the village run to. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about how that connection came about?
Yes, I mean, I've known Ian for many, many years, and I've been up and down and visited his cows a few times. So I go up and I take photographs of his cows. It's such a stunning location up there anyway. We're big supporters of the Highland Coo Tour in here. We send everybody who comes in up to the Highland Coo Tour if they're not already booked. A lot of them are. This one up here, this is Fiona the Coo. So this is Fiona from the Highland Coo Tour with the kind of scene that you see when you're up there. That's the backdrop. You see the whole of the loch and the castle, and it's absolutely stunning up there. So yeah, I really love doing his cows.
That's fantastic. I know that Ian absolutely loves the story. He was mentioning it just last week when we were up there. Finally, Karen, when people choose to visit your gallery here in Drumnadrochit, can you maybe just tell our viewers what that means to you personally, having listened to your backstory, the passion that you have behind that, just what it means to you and your family that you mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, we love visitors, and we've got visitors from all over the world, but I think probably one of the most special things is when locals come in and they choose to buy birthday presents or Christmas presents from us here, and we do have quite a few who come in regularly to buy things as well. But yeah, every person that comes in is special to us, and we love hearing all their stories.
Karen, I can't thank you enough. Please pass on our thanks to all the other local artisans who not only showcase their own products, but they are helping to showcase the entire glen, which is a hugely important aspect of visiting the area. If you would like to find out more about Karen and her art, please jump onto her website. It's kpriceart.co.uk, or on any of her social media channels, again, kpriceart. For any other local artisans, you'll find stock here in the gallery and across the road at Loch Ness Hub. And if you're in the area and would like to meet some of the makers, either pop into the gallery here where there's a rotation of the artisans, or check out the Loch Ness Craft Trail. Thank you very much, Karen.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you to everyone for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and tune in for our next episode of Beyond the Loch.